I think my favorite, well, one of my favorites. Well, I like all the first ones because they're all so much shorter relatively.
Yeah.
Obviously, since I'm Ethan, I like the old animation style, of course.
Mm-hmm. I'm
I
missing
don't know,
a
new
coin. Where's the
Wano
last
style
coin?
is pretty clean.
That's when all of a sudden the series looks like a different TV show.
Yeah,
Kinda, yeah.
They have some quality behind it.
It looks like One Punch Man.
I think that the one of the directors or something like that from One Punch Man maybe did become part of the One Piece team. Yeah, because One Punch Man, the story behind that, because the second season doesn't look like the first season at all. I think it was the director of season 1 was able to
Punch Man?
One Punch Man, yeah.
Oh, it's because it's two different animation studios.
That and the dude that was running it for One Punch Man basically had a bunch of animator teams and stuff like that were.
Oh, it's in the bathroom. Fuck. Okay, I forgot.
Mikey, you know what to do.
No, edit in Ethan taking a shite.
Because Mikey loves doing that for some reason.
Well, it's only because, like, it's one of those things I would have only done once, except for the fact that it annoyed you so much.
Yeah, that's precisely it. First of all, a couple things to say there about the Ethan in the other room toilet gags. First, I sit down when I pee, so that joke is already ruined.
I sit down when I pee. There's nothing that crazy about me. I'm just taking a whiz. Mind your own biz. Why is everybody always staring at me?
Because Mikey always edits in the loud noise.
I don't know, you could pee really loud sitting down.
That would be impressive.
Hey, at least I always put you in washing your hands.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he
No,
does.
seriously, I do.
No, who washes their hands after they go to the bathroom?
I just lick my hands clean.
Yeah, me too. The second thing is when you were doing the fast forward section earlier in this playthrough, and you edited in fast forward in the other room, that was really fun. That was really funny.
I did it twice in a row, too.
Yeah. What do? Do you just keep adding, every time the footage speeds up, you just keep adding fart noises over and over and over?
Yes. Yeah. I just put in whatever sounds funny.
Upload that to a short, too. That was great.
I'm missing exactly one blue coin, and I couldn't even begin to guess where it is. Because I'm pretty sure, did I get the one on the second floor?
I don't remember seeing you up there.
I vaguely remember doing that, but...
Do you get any extra special ending when you 100% this game?
Hold that thought.
Ooh, another topic
it.
listing, Mikey. You mentioned the Linkin Park stuff. I didn't get to hear what you thought about it.
She got canceled within a day.
Did she?
She got blasted for being a Scientologist or something.
And being friends with somebody who's very problematic.
Oh.
With a public relationship.
I'm pretty sure she denounced him.
Okay.
On Twitter, like, immediately. But it's also kind of like, can I have fun for 5 minutes without people making... I've been waiting 70 years for them to come back, for Christ's sake, and then people immediately start digging up shit from like 10 years ago, and it's
so they haven't done anything for the past 7 years since Chester?
They've re-released the first 2 albums.
Re-releasing does not count. Have they done?
And they've also
any work?
Like, a lot of what it's been is just like, hey, here's something that Chester recorded 20 years ago that we didn't release because it wasn't good enough back then, but is now good enough to be a single somehow.
So
it's been a lot of...
Do they have a female vocalist now they just announced?
Yes.
That's an interesting choice.
That was the one thing I was not expecting. I have to admit that.
I mean, what's the general opinion been so far?
People like her.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I mean, are
the
people being
community likes to
misogynistic
pride
about
itself on its positivity, especially because like they got clowned on for years because of, you know, people made fun of the band for being whiny and stuff, and for being like emo or whatever. So the community got clowned on for years. So they sort of took that to counter that negative energy. They started to, you know, pride themselves in being supportive of one another and stuff. I don't know how much of it is actually true or how much of that, you know. So, like, at the very least, I would think they would be willing to give her a fair shot and not, you know, be sexist or something.
Yeah. Actually, their last to re-answer one of your stuff, Mikey. The last studio album that they released was One More Light.
Yeah, 2017.
One More Light. Yeah, 2017. Sorry.
But I was Ethan was talking about stuff they'd released since, or at least that's how I interpreted that.
have they been doing
question.
any live shows?
No.
They did a live show right after he died as sort of like a tribute thing.
Yeah.
And they had like a bunch of different people doing vocals just as a tribute to him. And Mike Shino does a post-traumatic album, which is really good, by the way. If you're an LP fan watching this and you haven't listened to post-traumatic, go listen to post-traumatic. But in that, he was basically just like, oh my god, the experience of doing that show is like one of the most, you know, like nauseating experiences of my life, because just thinking about the fact that he's gone, it'll never be the same again. And now I'm up here trying to performing the songs that I used to perform with him like all the time. It was really difficult. So that's part of the reason why they didn't, you know, come back for so long.
I mean, I'm surprised they came back at all.
Yeah, at this point, I was expecting that they were never coming back.
Yeah, I think they wanted to do something. It was just that weird, I guess, realization, probably getting Chester's family approval and stuff like that, and then just kind of, I think taking the time is also good if we're going pure business sense, like a marketing thing, not to do too quick, not to like capitalize on the loss of a very amazing singer and stuff like that.
I want to say something about that. Yeah.
Oh, and then wasn't there also what's the other band where the lead singer died, but they replaced it with some other dude? I think he was Filipino, and he just sounds just like him.
The band was called Filipino, or the person was Filipino?
The person was, I think.
Sorry. I'm just, before I forget, it'd just be interesting to like compare and contrast a band who loses a prominent member that continues going versus a band like Led Zeppelin, who their drummer died, and they're like, nope, we're done. We're never. That's it. Like, we can't continue without him.
I thought Depeche Mode was going to be done after Fletch died, but because he was like the last. Because they were down to like 3 original members left, because Vince left after the first record, and then Andy Wilde, I think, left after Songs of Faith and Devotion. So it was just those 3 for like decades, and then Fletch died, and it's just like, well, I guess they're done. But no, they made another album, and I saw them live after that. So,
well, what's more? I think it was AC/DC.
Who? What about them?
Their lead singer died.
Bon Scott died, and then they got Brian Johnson, but they continued right away because their mentality was, oh, he would want us to continue. We think he would want us to keep going despite him not being here anymore. So they got Brian Johnson, but like that was right around the same time as I think it was the same year Bon Scott and Keith Moon both died. No, wait, Keith Moon died 2 years earlier. I'm thinking of somebody else. What was I saying?
You're talking about farting.
Yes, I was. Another band that is just so interesting is ZZ Top, because they had the original lineup since 1969. They had the same 3 members in the band.
That long.
Yeah, they're old as fuck. But ZZ Top had the same 3 members for like the entirety of their existence, and they never changed a member. I think they had a second guitarist for a little bit, but that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And Dusty Hill died a few years ago, their bass player. And I'm like, okay, surely these dudes who are in their late 70s and one of the 3 guys die, they're going to call it here. No, they're still going. They just replaced him with somebody. I'm like, how? Why would you do that? That's so strange. Like, that's the time I think it would be most appropriate to stop, to honor the legacy of a band that's been going for 50 years. Not just replace them. Because those are the guys with the iconic 2 gigantic beards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers did it as well with their guitarist.
He just left, didn't he?
Oh, John Frusciante died?
Hill Solvix.
I think he just left the band because he came
Original
back for
guitarist
right?
Hill Solvix's death was devastating for the band. After he died, drummer Jack Irons quit, leaving Flea and Anthony Kiedis to figure out a path forward. Yeah. So their guitarist died and then their drummer left.
Metallica, same thing. Cliff Burton died.
Because Mikey crashed their tour bus in 1987.
Dear Lord.
1986. That was, remember, well, Alonzo wasn't really part of that group when we were doing the Mikey Is listing.
There's a Mikey Is listing?
Yeah.
It's always hilarious to go back and reread some of our old descriptions. Because it's a lot of it's just me and Ethan snipping at each other. Because the description for the finale for Star Fox was something along the lines of, even though it's my birthday, Ethan couldn't be asked to upload a part in time, so I did it myself.
God damn.
Also, this is the end of level 2, and we're starting level 3 in the next week. And then, right below it, there's like an appending from Ethan, a little note that says, "Mikey, this is like the one fucking day this week that I didn't get a part out on time, and I'm sorry. I thought you wouldn't notice, but you did."
we added that to the descriptions.
Yes.
I definitely remember that. Mikey would be very salty. And most of the time it was warranted. But other times I thought he was being pretty silly about things. Just because he was already just annoyed with me in general.
Mikey is silly.
Well, I
fight back
might
and forth.
need to look up a blue coin list.
I kind of took retaliation by saying every game that Mikey played sucked while we were playing it.
Yes, I remember that.
Remember we were playing like Donkey Kong Country 3, and I'm like, this game sucks, I hate it so much, Mikey, why are we still playing it?
Oh yeah.
Despite Mikey's like, this is one of my favorite games, Ethan.
No, that's number 2.
Number 2, yeah.
I know, but DKC in general, because I'm pretty sure I said that for all of them.
I think because I also kept saying DK1 was better.
Just to make me annoyed.
Yeah, alright, Mikey saying it's
I'm
okay
gonna
to
look
be
up
wrong
a blue
sometimes.
coin list real quick.
Nuki?
Why not?
I was gonna say Mikey, and I said Nuki.
Oh, can we get it one more time?
Nuki.
Mikey's just gonna leave all this in.
You know it.
I painstakingly changed the audio levels to make sure that everything matches in a perfect blend, but I leave in all the shit that nobody wants to watch.
Exactly.
Or when we're asking for a break, he doesn't cut that out. It's like,
What, do you just want me to cut in the middle of things?
do like you can always add like a transition. Remember how we used to do the Batman symbol one?
Oh, yeah.
You could do like an obvious wipe or something to show that some time has passed. Make it a little more seamless.
All right, I gotta go poop real quick.
Yeah, I was about to say, why don't we do our first... Let's do our first 10-minute break while he's looking at this list.
All right.
Poopy break.
Oh, I found it.
Dried festering fetuses.
They do actually
Setup.
refry their own beans.
What are you talking about?
You refry your own beans, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we buy a pack or two of pinto beans and blend it together with the onions and the peppers and everything else.
All right. So that's
We're
the
back to
last
making
blue
boom
coin.
boom.
It was in this bookcase right here. I always mix it up with this bookcase across the way. So that's all the blue coins for this level.
You didn't try
Finally.
spraying any other.
So the last thing we gotta do is 100 coins. The last thing anybody feels like doing after finishing everything else. But we gotta do... Yeah. Because Alonzo is concerned
that's the
that we
last
won't be able
mission.
to complete the whole game in a timely fashion.
We aren't.
No, September 21st is when fall starts generally. No.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're already missed the boat, but that's only because we stopped for Alliance Run and Ether Leroy playthroughs.
We only what?
That's only because we stopped for Mega Man X5 for a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
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 But if you were playing regular, we could be done.
Well, yes, we
This-
definitely
this
would be done by
playthrough-
now if we were doing regular. But
This
that's no
playthrough
fun.
hasn't been as popular as I expected.
You know, like, it's... Because obviously we did that poll for Sonic games because you were talking about it in the last session, and everybody's just like, oh yeah, we definitely want Unleashed. And I'm just like, okay, do you want Unleashed because you want to see me get angry at the fucking
Wasn't there another
base
coin in there?
stages? What?
I think there was another coin under there, wasn't there?
This one? No, that one's a blue coin, and we already got that.
Oh.
No,
not
Mikey, I
that
think
one.
some people
Under the gazebo, I thought there was another coin. Whatever.
that were voting
I'll
for it
check in a
actually
second.
like Sonic Unleashed. Maybe that might be it. That weird group of people that like
Well,
the
Lon,
game.
Yeah.
you're hardly alone. There's tons of people who like Sonic Unleashed.
Exactly.
I
And they're
think
all
that
weird.
used to be more of a niche opinion, maybe like in 2010. But definitely by now, it's like if you say Unleashed sucks, people look at you funny now. So
Look at
I mean,
you,
half
Bunny.
of the game sucks. So 50%
yeah, yes,
is
the half that's a worse version of Generations sucks.
Wait, you like the Werehog stuff?
Yeah, Alonzo, Mikey put up another Alonzo didn't watch Mikey's content stamp.
Hey, we live busy lives, man.
Yeah. Oh god, I was gonna say something real mean, but I'm gonna just hold it in now.
I like how Ethan's just like, Mikey, how do you watch a podcast? Which confirms that Ethan has not seen my podcast either.
He
Well,
edits in
the
pictures
joke is
everywhere.
you still you're not watching, you're just listening. Unless you do you put images up during the podcast?
We have like videos with waveforms and everything. There is an audio version, but almost everybody who watches our podcast watches the video version.
Hmm.
So there you go.
Okay. I mean, I figured that
So you
was
outed
it.
yourselves.
Well, I figured that was it even when I was making the comment. I was just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But no, I made a whole 2-hour-long review about how I liked the Werehog stuff for what it was. It's not necessarily good for a Sonic game. I agree with everybody on that. But compared to the day half, I would much rather play the night half.
Mikey, your opinions on games are getting worse and worse the older you get, it sounds like.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Well, you know, that opinion I published in like 2019, so it's not even that new.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's something I live by now.
Wait, so the generic PS2 combat game is funner than the... Then I guess I can
Are
I
you
can
are
see
you
that.
talking of okay? Here's the thing, and I'm parroting my review that everybody has seen in the chat except for you guys, because most of the people who watch us are my fans.
Well, what about the new people that say that come here that don't know any
Okay,
of your
well,
stuff?
yeah, that's why I'm repeating it for them as well. For the Wii PS2 version, the day half is better. But for the 360 version, the Werehog half is my preferred half. So I prefer the day levels in the Wii version, is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
And it just comes down to the fact that the Wii version just controls better, in my opinion. Like the 360 day controls, in my opinion, are terrible. And I know this because I S-ranked the whole game, including the DLC. And the DLC levels are some of the worst shit I've ever played in my life, and I fucking hated them.
Remember Dragon Road Act 2? The DLC has a Dragon Road 2-2, and it is the absolute nadir of Sonic Unleashed. This level goes on for 5 tedious laps and throws everything in the kitchen sink at you. But surely the designers would be like, of course not. I'm not gonna lie, folks. S-ranking the stage broke me. It took me 2 hours, and this was after I had already wasted 2 hours S-ranking Dragon Road Act 1-2. Both of these levels think spamming missile robots and plastering spikes all over the place is the greatest idea for a level ever. I went insane. I cursed up a storm. I screamed at the TV. And only after 2 hours of utter torture did the game finally cave and give me the S rank.